Hey, Augusta Nation. Hope you're having a happy hump day. It's getting towards the end of the day here in Augusta, Georgia on the Estimator Trail. Didn't really have a whole lot of estimates today. I'm actually headed to go look at a truck to purchase. So we do love buying cheap trucks here at Augusta Nation. So we're going to go look at one of those for our purchases that we'll use next year. Today we had a coaching call with Lee, myself and Jeremy, and for those of you in Augusta Nation, I highly recommend making that a regular, same time of the month, every month, making sure you get the coaching call and get the most out of it by being prepared with your numbers, with questions, and a strategy as far as bringing up the most important things that are happening with hiring, asset utilization, your payroll efficiency of actual hours versus budgeted hours, and whenever I started, it was with Mike as far as the coaching, and then as the Augusta Nation expanded and Lee was promoted into that role as far as being a coach. Lee's been my coach, and I know that Chuck is a coach now as well. So I've had good conversations with Chuck. I just stick with one coach right now, but I definitely recommend, if you're not getting your regular coaching calls in, even if things are going well, definitely get in the habit of doing that. It just I can't even express the value that I've gotten from it, and it's just really good to get number one, a third party, but a third party that has your best interest in mind and has a common goal, are operating off the same systems, and is coming from, like with Lee and Chuck, coming from locations that are doing really well, and they're doing really well because they're using the systems. So for those of you that are not in the Augusta Nation, wondering what the heck I'm talking about, if you're an Augusta franchise, we have monthly coaching calls that are specific to our location, what we have going on, and those are scheduled monthly, and they're really great. So, and if you could find a mentor, if you could find somebody that is at a place in their business where it's further along, it's where you want to be, that would be a great thing for anybody. And that applies not just to business. Physically, coaches are needed at every level. So I think it's awesome. So some of the topics that were on this coaching call, this is about to be the end of the year, last day of November. We're talking about what we're doing as far as growth next year, what our plans are, and I'll go into a more detailed video about the specific decision. But Jeremy, myself here in Augusta, we are going to be opening up multiple locations, and I'm sure you've heard me talk on previous episodes about what those locations are going to be. And so we've got this, me and Jeremy, we did a whiteboard. This thing's not cooperating for me. But so what I kind of do in my role here is call it the visionary. Jeremy is our integrator. So what I did for this, I developed on the whiteboard what our path is going to be for next year, what our growth looks like. And we've got the Augusta location, which is our first location, our staple, and then our second location is North Augusta. And so that's Augusta, North Augusta. We're in Georgia. North Augusta's in South Carolina. It's not very far away, different state though, and a little about only about less than 10 minutes away from the shop. Not that bad. So we've got that. We'll pay our franchise fee. That's going to start next year. And as you know, Matthew, which is Jeremy's brother, he's going to be the general manager there. And so what we've got going on is there's another location that we've got in our territory It's Hepzibah, and it is located about 15, some of it's 20, 25 minutes away from our shop. And so we're thinking about, going ahead, putting money towards that location this year to ramp up its growth and to make it a location officially starting in 2024. So, you're away. So we got on this whiteboard and we're like, all right, you only have a certain amount of money to spend. You got a certain amount of money in the bank. What's the best use of this money? And like I said, we'll go into more details about it. But the coaching call, I've got myself, I've got Jeremy as a partner, and I built the plan, got the vision, the long-term vision of having multiple locations. It's pretty much how I'm going to develop my finances and create my wealth is just through Augusta. So, develop this plan, and me being more future-focused and growth mindset, I was like, all right, let's put the money towards it. And I had, what we were going to purchase, how much money we were spending marketing on that location or that area to grow it. And I had North Augusta's plan, I had Augusta's plan. And it's not that we couldn't do it. Me and Jeremy, before the coaching call, Jeremy was wondering, it's like, man, is that really the best idea as far as profitability for the business? And I'm very persuasive, and so when me and Jeremy were talking, it's like, all right, I think it's the right idea for growth. We get on the coaching call with Lee, and we pose the same thing. I shoot him a picture of the whiteboard, so he's on page with what we're doing, and it's myself and Jeremy and Lee on the call. We explain everything, and from his point of view, he had a very similar situation in Bellingham, the original Augusta location. So him and Mike, I think it was earlier this year, maybe it was last year, their territory is kind of larger as well, just because it's the original location. They grew to a certain scale. They've got a hub in Bellingham, but then they've got some outside territory. And they were thinking about separating it, making its own location. Side point, another great thing about Augusta is if you follow the people that have come before you, you can kind of mirror their path and then avoid any mistakes that are made. So that's pretty cool. So, Lee, having the experience of Bellingham, had the foresight and saying, well, we just went through this and we decided it didn't make sense at this time. And so talking with Lee and talking on the phone about it, we decided, like, all right, you're right. We don't have to spend the money right now, and we can always decide in 2024, whenever we are starting 2 more locations, where we want them to be, and it can be in Hepzibah. So it's really cool. I'm pretty persuasive, and when I've got an idea, it's kind of hard to talk me out of it unless you've got a very good reason why. And so Jeremy had that gut feeling. He approached me about it today, and then Lee had the same opinion as Jeremy. And ultimately, as far as where we are in business, the partnership that we have, Jeremy is very operational, and he does a great job of steering the boat according to the chart path of where we're going, where we want to go. And so he knows my vision very well. He believes in it. He knows why we're doing it, and he's the one at the helm, because the Augusta location, he's managing it. He's in charge of making it profitable, doing the scheduling, getting the work done as far as managing his team. And at the end of the day, I want to be able to give him all the power to make those decisions. So he made the decision today, and that's the direction we're going. So a lot of cool stuff happening at the end of the year. I really enjoy it. It's what I love the most about business, is taking what you've got going, basically getting ready for next year, saying, okay, where are we going to grow? How are we going to do it? What do we need to buy? What are our assets as far as with equipment, and then how many team members are we going to add, what's the capacity for growth, and where are we going to put the marketing, putting all the pieces together to get to that goal, so that next year we hit our goal, we're on track for the 5 and 10 year track. So I'm super excited. I love this part of it. And also at the end of the year, we get to have a conference. All the Augusta franchisees get together. My leadership team gets to come to Washington. Beautiful spot, beautiful area, and so super stoked about it. I was gonna make a video because we needed to make some purchases, and I love buying cheap trucks. So seeing what we've got going on, I was gonna make a video because we needed to purchase 2 of them. And it was just earlier this week, I started looking. I might have started looking over the weekend, Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, all right, we're going to buy these trucks. Right now we only need 1500 series trucks, so that's awesome. And so I'm scanning, saving a couple of them. And one of them was in Augusta, one of them was in Charlotte. And I was going to make a video like, okay, see how long it takes to find the trucks. How much money are we going to spend doing it? Because whenever, all the plans that I have as far as like how much a location is going to take to start, with how much the equipment, the trucks, the mowers, all of that, I planned for $7,500 per truck. That's what I planned for. And so we were, for a while there, a couple years ago, we were getting, when I say cheap trucks, I mean cheap trucks. We were getting $3,000 trucks. Like we got 3 or 4 of our trucks were $3,000. And so P3, it died on us. Well, it blew a head gasket, so it's gonna die. So we have to replace that one. And then P7, which was a 1990 landscape body. Bought it for $2,800 earlier this year. Put $5,000 into it. It's running. It's all right. Doesn't have AC. Didn't come with it. So we are going to scrap that. It's a 2500 dually landscape body. So we decided we're not going to put any more money into it. We're going to sell it, maybe get $5,000 for it. And so those are the 2. That's what we're replacing, basically. And so, long story short, I was gonna make a video, see how long it took, how much money we spent. But I've already found the vehicles. Put a down payment on one of them today. I'm gonna pick that one up in Charlotte. It is a 2006 Chevy 1500 with 100,000 miles. Original owner, owned by an elderly gentleman that passed away, and his grandson is selling it. So got that one for $7,000. Excellent condition, interior, exterior, the works. So that's a pretty good deal. 1500 series truck, just at 100,000 miles for $7,000. So we're gonna pick that one up, and then I'm going on the way right now to go look at a 2009 1500. It's got 150,000 miles on it. Guy wants $7,500 for it. So we'll see what kind of condition it's in, and if the guy's willing to play ball, what I can get it for. So on the way to do that, a lot of exciting stuff. Hopefully everybody's getting ready to grow next year, or don't have to always grow. We won't be growing by a whole bunch because we've gotten to a point in our business that it makes sense that we have to profit in order to keep adding locations. So we've got, if you're not in super growth mode, hopefully you're turning on profitability mode and gonna rake in the cash this year. So look forward to seeing everybody at conference, and thank you very much for joining me today on my Estimator trail. Hope you have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon.